special because guess what you guys get? You get the open late girl gang coming in hot. We're all in Chicago right now, and we decided we wanted to come into the studio and have a little brand breakdown moment. So I'll let everybody introduce yourself, but for anybody tuning in for the first time, my name's Jess. I am the founder of Open Late Collective and also soon to be founder, well, I am a founder of Sweet Rim, my CPG product. More to come on that.
Whoa.
I know.
Big
Danny,
announcement.
take it away. Who are you?
I'm Danny. I am the director of CX here at Open Lake Collective. And me and Jess go way back. I worked with Jess at Feastables, started that off with her. And my other history includes our X bar. But been with
CPG queen over here.
CPG queen. That's it. That's all I got.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm a CX manager at Open Lake Collective, and I go way, way back with Jess. We have been friends for a very long time, and the past 10 years before I started with Open Late, I've been working in craft beverage merchandising and sales. So I was in that world for a really long time, and I was looking for a change and hit up my girl Jess, and she was looking to open this beautiful collective. And I hopped on, and I've been having a great time and learning lots of things, and it's been great.
And fun fact, Kelly actually runs all of our CX tech implementations across our clients. So she a baddie because not only did she learn CX in a hot second, she learned technical CX in a hot second.
Yes.
No big deal.
Yeah.
And
no
then
big
our
deal.
sweet Gen Z are over here.
And then there's me. Hi, I'm Keaton. I do marketing operations for Open Late, and I met Jess almost a year ago. It's almost our 1 year anniversary, so hopefully she gets me a present. And I met Jess. I was her intern at Fat Milk Coffee, and we got along, and I was looking for more work. I'm still a student in college, and I forced Jess to hire me. And so I do a bajillion things for all bajillion of her brands. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you. Well, this episode, I think that it's really important that you guys learn about who the Girl Gang is, because we are very passionate about marketing, retention, specifically consumer experience and brand strategy. So each of us, instead of, breaking down one brand and each playing a part to it, we actually all brought a brand to the table to talk about individually. And I think you're up first.
I'm up first.
Woo.
Danny is going to go and talk about Poplight.
Take it away.
Take it away, my girl.
Listen, I've been obsessed with Poplight ever since I found Poplight, and I can't even remember where I found Poplight. Maybe Instagram. Okay. Poplight, everyone, is a renter-friendly sconce, like a light it's renter-friendly because it has like command type strips on the back, and it like screws onto your wall in a way that makes it really easy to install, which like if you're like me, like I don't want to install lighting. That sounds hard and also not renter-friendly.
Right.
And it's rechargeable. It's dimmable. It has an app that connects through Bluetooth, and you can like dim your light through it. It's just like, it's a great product experience. But what I love most about Poplight is that ever since I started purchasing, I'm absolutely obsessed with their emails. So it's a female-run business, and the two women running it are like so fun. So when I am like getting acquainted with a brand, I fall real hard if it's somebody that I could see myself being friends with. And then like, I never want to stop talking about it, and I want to buy their products forever and ever. And I was immediately hooked because their email campaigns are always like so genuine. They're genuinely funny. They're very personal to who the brand is. It's a LGBTQ run and owned company and founded. And everything that they are is like very apparent in all of their emails. And usually I'm not like a real email snob, but I'm opening all of them.
Mhm.
And I've only bought one pop light.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's on the screen right now,
It is
but
on the screen.
this cat, like this is a great example. Like I don't know who Misty is, but I'm opening the email and I just think it's fun
Yeah.
that they woke up one day and they're like, you know what we should send an email about? Misty, this cat. And we should choose this photo. And it's a very cute photo of a cat. And it just makes me want to buy more lights, even though this is not related to lights.
Well, sorry. I think what's really okay. Well, I am the marketing nerd. I like care about life cycle. I care about retention. I care about the consumer experience.
Mhm.
But what I like about this brand and like what you bring up is that from a life cycle perspective, you're not just slanging lights. You know, you're actually building a community. You're actually
Totally.
building a brand experience. And so to hear from your point of view as like the consumer who purchased and you like stumble across this, you find that, oh, this is renter friendly. Oh, this is really fun. Like the colors, this is great. But then you've only purchased one time, but now you're so loyal to the brand because they're looking to build that community with you. So then what's happening is peer-to-peer marketing because now you're telling all your friends, you're telling you in the crowd,
everyone.
and you're talking about it. So it's like built and again, like and I think this goes with all of our ethos about how we think about customer experience, but it's really important to think about community building from a brand experience and not just like I'm slinging a product. Somebody can slang a water bottle all day long, but how do you get your customer continuously coming back? You build a relationship with them, and in order to do that, you make it fun. Make it fun. Or, you know, if you're a really serious brand, who knows? Like maybe you're, I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of a serious
brand.
what's a serious brand? Birth control. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
You could create a community around
I mean,
that.
I think that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But my point is, okay, so let's take the birth control versus a pop light, right?
Yeah.
Birth control. You know, like I can't think of the brand names right now, but there is over the counter like birth control brand
Mhm.
that like created God, I wish I could find it. Can you Google it? Do you know who I'm talking
You're
about?
talking with like the mail-in one.
No, it's like you can.
No,
over
they
the
made these
counter.
ads that were really, really fun. It was like
Oxo?
something like that. I don't know. But they go into like they basically it's two women. They go into like the supermarket. There's a last plan B pill. That's what it is. The last
Just
plan B
Yeah. Okay.
pill on the shelf, and then they're like having conversation and like fighting over it, right? But it created like this really engaging content, and then people were talking about it. And so like my point is, right? Community is like in so many different forms. Like community could be a Misty email from Pop Lights, or it can be community building and content marketing, where it's like you get people to talk about your brand, and then what you're doing is peer-to-peer marketing.
Totally. And what I also think is very admirable is like this is not a product that I'm going to buy month after month after month because I only need so many sconces in my house. I have
Yeah.
Could you
two.
imagine?
And that's good, but like it's not a subscription product. However, they've managed to like keep me engaged even though like it might be a while until I buy it. But because I'm engaged, to your point, like I am so willing and excited to like keep recommending this product to other people because I just I like being a customer of theirs. I like supporting a business like theirs. I like can see I almost like see myself in this. Like it just feels
Yeah.
very personal. Like I'm part of a little sweet family. And I like it.
Yeah. Well, I think that also goes to the other point when we talk about personalization and like a customer's I feel like we're constantly talking about like personalize the experience, and most people are like, oh well, that means like your name in an email, but personalization doesn't necessarily mean saying like somebody's name in an email.
Relatability.
It's
Yeah.
relatability.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let's say it's like it's a very like memeable image that they sent, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
like that speaks to so many people, especially how we communicate these days. It's like
isn't there a saying that's like I'm not gonna get it, but like the more specific, the more relatable. Like, I just feel like their messaging is so specific to
Mhm.
them that even though I can't relate personally, like, I
Yeah.
just want more of it because it's so them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that feels like you're right. That is a different kind of personalization. And I think that that's a different way to think about it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's them, and even though you can't relate to it, they're still bringing you into it. Like maybe
Yeah,
you
I'm being
don't
brought
directly relate,
in.
but like now, like oh, I purchased from them, and now I'm part of this community that I like wouldn't usually be
Totally.
part of, but like now I feel special because I'm part of something new, so I can relate in a new way to it. So
Mm.
it's like it's distinctly them,
Uh-huh.
but now you're part of that community, so you're brought into the fold.
And it also feels like I'm purchasing from people and
Right.
not a
Mhm.
business,
Right.
which is the best thing. Like, I only
Yeah.
want to purchase from people that care. Like, it almost feels like it's like a maker. Like, if
Yeah.
in my head it's like two women making these lights, and I know that that's not true, but they make it seem like it's
Yeah.
a small operation and not like a business that's just like, give me more money. Like,
Yeah.
buy this shit. Look at all the cool stuff it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that that's also a really valid point in itself because when you think about, here we go. When you think about consumerism, and you think about like, okay, we're like an e-commerce or maybe we're a brand that's like goes into retail, right? There's 50,000 people or brands on the shelf. There's 50,000 different, and I mean, there's more than this websites you can go to and shop at, right? But what makes a consumer feel loyal to a brand and why you consistently purchase from that brand is because you feel that relatability, you feel that like level of personalization. And even if it's a story in your head that where you're like, oh, it's these two women, they're makers in like making these lights. And maybe that's not the case, but that's a story that they've created for you as a consumer that keeps you loyal to them, right? So it's a differentiator. It's a differentiator of like sharing like your story of your brand or creating relatable content becomes a differentiator. So you stand out on the shelf. Anybody can go to Home Depot and I'm sure find a battery operated
Sure.
sconce, like, but why do you choose Poplight? Because you chose it initially because it was fun, it was poppy, it was like cool
Mhm.
looking, right? And then you've retained,
Yeah.
talking about retention, remained in the fold of it and like open the emails because they've created a story for you.
Like imprinted on you.
Yes. And the last thing that I would like to say about them is that during a hurricane, my power went out for 2 days and my pop light was charged and I twisted it off the wall and I propped it up on a candle and I had a light.
I love
Two
it.
There you
lights
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
in the darkness. And that was clutch.
Oh my
that
God.
was so clutch.
Yeah.
I was so excited. My love for them never ends. I just love it.
All right. Well, we'll move on from Poplight. Next up, we have Kelly, who's going to talk to us about straightaway astonishing cocktails, not just straightaway cocktails,
Right.
astonishing.
Get it right.
Got it right?
Yeah. So I really love them coming from the craft beverage world. And also I live in Portland, which is where they were founded, but they've been around since about 2018 and really noticed their branding's really cute. It's very crafted very well and very thoughtful. And I also think they capitalized on the ready to drink surge post COVID.
Mhm.
So, that time everybody was at home drinking, they couldn't go out. And they really honed in on that and expanded their brand, offering different cocktails. Like they were very focused on traditional ones, talking Negronis, old fashions, and then, espresso martinis sprinkled in there. And then they totally expanded into spritzes and different type of tequilas. And I just feel like their messaging is really inclusive
Mm.
and kind of giving you the thought of you can be your own mixologist, you can
Mhm.
be your own bartender. And I think that's really cool. They're not just selling like, here's this craft little can, but you can do research on their website and find out like all the different ingredients. And then, they use local makers like Portland syrups, or in their espresso martini, they use Stumptown coffee. And based on Portland and Oregon, that's really important to them there. They're very local based. They are available nationwide, but I really also like their like membership platform. They do classes, they have a tasting room. You can like really go and be personable. And if you want to like go on a date or do something cute with a friend, you can like go and like learn a new thing and take their product home, or if you want to order it online. And what I really love that they are doing is their 12 nights of cocktails. So we all know an advent calendar, right? You know, like I'm child free, but I don't have like a little candy advent calendar, but it'd be nice to have a little cocktail advent calendar. Even those, you know, that do have kids, we all need to have the end of the day, you know. But it's really cute. It's a cute little book and opens up. And it has all the different pages that break down all the different cocktails and all the ingredients. And you can even go online and on the website. And, you know, I was just showing Danny before this, you can breeze through the book in each page. And it's just very aesthetically pleasing. And I just think they're a really thoughtful company. And I appreciate everything they're doing. They also really prioritize giving back to the community. And, you know, they donate 1% for the Planet membership to environmental organizations and community support, additional 1% to organizations dedicated to improving people's lives, particularly those marginalized communities. And they do collaborative fundraising as well, and show as an example to community engagement and their partnerships with Friends of Trees and locally Cascade Spirits. And they raise funds to support urban tree planting and environmental education.
Wow.
So they're a really good example that, you know, can have fun, be silly, and be cocktails, but like, you know, do good and make a difference.
Yeah.
And I think that's important more and more
Yeah.
in this world.
Well, I think you hit on a lot of different things when it comes to like thinking of brands. And again, a differentiator. And honestly, going back to even like what I was trying to say about like consumerism is like a differentiator is like you can sell a product all day long, but then like if you think about like what is the impact that you're giving back to like communities, and whether it's locally or nationwide, I think that that's a differentiator for a brand, because really what the consumers care about right now in this moment and have been for the last couple of years is sustainability, but not just sustainability in like ingredients. Like I think that's a subject I want to get into, especially because we work across so many health and wellness brands. But I also think from sustainability, from like giving back to your community, like what type of give back programs that like a brand has, so it's not just about like always profit. You know, it's like, of course, like profit makes us go round, like we need revenue. But when you are a brand that shows that you're giving back to others, or you're helping others, or you're like creating sustainability around your own community where you're manufacturing it, you're more likely to pull in that brand loyalty to you, because you're not just somebody else on the shelf that's like doing nothing for others.
Yeah, or
you know?
being performative about it.
Right.
You know, it's like really being thoughtful about where the money is going, how it will benefit the direct community, and not just one thing.
Yeah.
Different aspects of things to give back to.
Totally. And the last point I'll make is like also it's like sustainability shouldn't be thought about as an afterthought of like your brand marketing or your overall like marketing like strategy. Like one of our clients, Go Pure Beauty, skincare company that's like very helpful to make just like good skincare accessible, right? But they also have give back programs too. Like there's other things to it. It's not just like I'm gonna like go and like sell in one place. Like they're also giving back to like women organizations and like other marginalized like organizations. And I just think it's very commendable, because it's a part of, so as if we're talking about straightaway cocktails, we're talking about Go Pure, we're talking, I mean, even one of our other clients, Equip Foods, right? Like they, during the hurricanes, like they partnered with local farmers to like give food back to the communities that were affected, right?
These are brands that are like in touch.
Right.
Like they understand where they fit and what's important at any given time, and are willing to like And like you said, like not performative, just like
Yeah.
it is within their values and their ethos to give back. And like this is obviously a like luxe product. Like
Right.
and if I have the choice between purchasing this kind of cocktail and like another one, and I know that they're giving back and I'm gonna spend money on
Right.
something like this, like I'm always gonna choose
Yeah,
the
I mean,
people
they're
that
not
I know fit in with my values.
exactly. And they're not the only ready to drink, cocktail brand out there. But I think that does matter to me and like sets apart and the fact that they're focused on like even supporting other local brands by using smaller, local syrups and Jacobson's salt, which is located, in the Pacific Northwest. So I think that's really awesome too.
Yeah, I think there could be a lot to say. Do you have anything to add?
I was just thinking about the like um interactive side of it.
Mhm.
I think this was the last one we were talking about Gia, about
Mhm.
like,
Mm.
it's a lifestyle. It's not a product. Like, yes, it's a product, but really you're buying a lifestyle. And I think that's what makes this appealing because especially like if you're a Portland local or you're in that area, this is going to speak to you a little bit more than someone who's not. But at the same time, like you're talking about the membership program, you can go like practice like making those cocktails with these things that are local. So I feel like that's a really fun way to like, you know, have a drink, but have a drink with like all these other people around you who are also like you're all partaking and like making a fun cocktail with all these things that are local. So it's like an activity. And I feel like, especially since COVID, like people want to get out, like they want an activity that is like fun and engaging. And it's like, yeah, sure, you could just like buy a mixer or buy one of these drinks, but they're offering you like
Yeah.
an opportunity to get out and to like be part of a lifestyle, which was like similar to Gia, where it's like you are like a part of this. It almost feels like this like I don't know, it's like higher up thing of like, yeah, I'm like making a cocktail and everything's local and I'm doing it with all these other people. Maybe just because I just turned 21, so I always want to make a cocktail. But I think that's just like such a fun way to
Yeah.
like bring people in and again like build that community. Like that's a fun thing. Like you and like going on a date or you and like your girlfriends could do this thing like once a month where we all go and like make fun cocktails and like do whatever. And I think
Yeah.
that's just like a really fun way to bring more people in because you're offering so much more than just a product.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like very disarming. I
Yeah.
think there's like something very disarming about both of the brands that we've talked about so far, where it's like they don't take themselves too seriously, but they are serious in ways and like serious about giving back. But they understand that like it's just a cocktail, like it's just a light, like
Yeah.
they're not taking themselves too seriously. And I'm like looking at this cute little ebook here,
know.
and it's so fun. There's
Yeah.
something really like
And all tells a story too. And
Yeah.
it really is kind of like full circle speaking to, what you said, Keaton, especially like considering, pre-COVID and then COVID, the ready to drink and people drinking at home. And it's like, yeah, now people are going out again. So let's bring you to our tasting room and do a class and engage with each other and walk away, having a new skill set.
Yeah. They also that membership or like that interactive, like experiential like type of marketing
Yeah.
reminds me of Talia Brewery in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
I interviewed Megan like on my podcast recently, and like they also do a lot of like that experiential like type of marketing in the brewery itself. But the cool thing between both of these brands, right, is that you can also take it home with you. So even if you're not local to those areas, they're still thinking about ways that you can do this outside of just going to the brewery or just going to the shop. You know what I mean?
And not
I think,
necessarily having like a big old bottle, like having something, you can take with you.
but then going back one more actually, going back to the membership program, it's like we see so many like loyalty programs online where it's like, oh, it's your birthday or oh, it's this or oh, it's that. And those things are really good. And like that's fun. And like, thanks for that discount or thanks for that personalization. But taking it one step further and developing out something that's like very true and tried to like your brand is another differentiator of like, and like, granted, the membership program is like, you have to come into like the brick and mortar. However, I just think that I love the feel that they kind of make with it because it's like straight away super secret Sipper Club.
Sipper Club. So
I think
cute.
that's fun. Right?
Yeah.
It's like fun. And then it's like every touch of Straightaway is like really fun. It's like they have the tiny cans. We love the tiny cans.
We
up
love
in
the
here.
tiny can.
We love the tiny cans.
Yeah.
But also like the branding on each is like very colorful and fun. And it's very, it's just on brand. And it's something that even if you're not drinking it right away, it's something that you would want to have on your bar cart or want to have in your bar at home,
Yeah. It's cool.
If I had a bar cart, I would.
Okay.
I'd keep
Well,
some
all
there.
right.
I want to be a member.
Yeah.
And then when I go
Yes.
to Portland, I will be excited
You can go
to
get
go.
flights.
And it'll feel like,
Hello.
whoa, so exciting. I'm a member. Now I get to go to the brick and mortar.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Great choice.
Let's go.
I know. All right. Well, Keaton. Oh, no,
Nope,
it's me.
you.
Oh, it's me.
It's
All
you.
right.
He's up.
All right. Well, mine is very e-commerce, nothing brick and mortar. Nothing brick and mortar. But I really love this brand Canopy. Do you guys know Canopy at all? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I
I'm
don't.
excited.
So Canopy is really a cool little brand that I've like come across. They do humidifiers. It's very like accessible and like, like old school, like Vicks humidifiers are like ugly and like not fun, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
Canopy like makes them cute, but not only do they offer the humidifiers, they also offer the shower filters. So
nice.
I actually came across Canopy because I wanted to have this Jolie Skin Co one that I was like
Yes.
obsessed with. Still am obsessed with it. Shout out to y'all. But they didn't fit with my shower in my apartment.
Mhm.
But then Canopy came out with like a handheld shower that like, and then the shower head, like you can change the little
Mm.
filter to it. And I'm on a subscription once a month. It's very affordable. It's like 40 or 50
For a
bucks,
filter?
right? For a filter. Comes, I don't have to think about it. It's like my retention is high. Okay. The LTV on me is popping, right?
Mhm.
But the other thing that I really, really love about them, I know I talked about the humidifiers, but I didn't buy a humidifier from, I actually went in because of the filter and then bought the humidifiers. So now like I've been upsold to like a humidifier, right?
Uh-huh.
But the other piece that I really like about them is that they sell aroma kits. So they sell these aroma kits to put
Yeah.
into like your humidifier, but they also have like the little scent thing too. There's like multiple different products, right?
Mhm.
But the aroma kit can be used across either your humidifier or like a little like mini scent thing. Or I can also like every month my filter subscription with my aroma kit comes with a little felt thing that I can put on my shower, and then I can dump like oils on
That's
it.
exciting.
So it makes the shower smell really good. So it creates
Aw.
like an experience,
Yeah.
is my point, right? So it's like, yeah, I was upsold like into these additional products, but I look forward to it every month because I'm creating this experience with the product. It's not just like okay, I went and got like my Vicks humidifier. It's like, no, like I'm like I'm invested.
Humidifiers are cool.
Humidifiers
now.
are cool, man.
Wait, can I ask you a question about
Yeah.
their subscription?
Huh.
So do they offer multiple frequencies
Yeah.
for this type of?
So they do. So you can choose, I believe, like 30 days or 45 days. I think it varies by product, but there's like different
Sure.
price. And that's for the filters though.
I think what I like about that though is like if I were to buy a product like this, I'd be like, I don't know how often to change the filter. But because I would be subscribed into a subscription, like that is like an indicator to me that I know.
Yeah.
It takes the guessing out, which
Yes.
is great, or else I would never change it. So it's great that they offer a subscription.
Well, the one thing that I want to add, because this is something that we love as CXers up in
What is
here,
it?
the subscription program is also so easy to modify. So I had too much of my aroma kit, right? I had too
Mhm.
much of my aroma kit and I kept forgetting to like cancel the aroma kit for a while.
Mhm.
And I was able to easily pause just the aroma kit versus my filters. So then I was able to like use up my filter, or sorry, the ones the oils,
Mhm.
essential oils. And then when I was ready to unpause that, I could do that. I didn't have to like remove things. I
You
didn't
could
have
pause
to go
one
through
product
this.
at a time.
Yeah, I didn't have
think
to go.
it would be easy to do
It's
that.
not
more
easy.
often.
It is
Should
not.
be.
It should be.
It should be a given.
Take note, everybody.
Yeah, but it was super, super easy for me to just like kind of pause through that program. The other thing that I really liked about it too is just like, you know, my email journey, I don't have it in here, but my email journey is I'm always getting my notifications to remind me that it was coming, right? And then quickly after, like 2 or 3 days after, if I don't respond to it, don't make any modifications, like it sends, I get my tracking information, like everything that I need in the experience is so seamless and so easy that like not only am I retained as a customer because it's like it's a routine product that I need, but I'm also like can easily modify. I easily have all the information for me. The last thing I will add, sorry, there's like about the email journey too, is like, so I kind of went down a hole on like water filters because I live in Chicago and Chicago's water is like really harsh, right?
Mhm.
And it's honestly harsh waters in general is like a thing that we are all thinking about lately because of chemicals. And what I really liked about them is I felt really before I even purchased the product from them, I actually felt really educated on like the like the filters. I was like, "Oh, is it really working or is it bullshit?" You know?
Sure.
And then like they had all of the certifications like on site. I was able to like easily find information about like if this product was right. Even when I went to go and like do my own Google searching, it was all accurate. It like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't bullshit.
Like
is
Yeah.
the
what I'm saying.
reviews that you
The reviews
found?
and also like the type of filtering that they have was accurate.
Legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do like my 30-day, like I actually have an underwater filter by another brand called like Hydrovive, like it's for my drinking water. And that doesn't send me as frequently as my Canopy one, which makes me question my other brand.
Do you look into it?
Yeah, I've looked into
Yeah.
it. I've modified my subscription.
I'm glad that the reviews matched up with what they were and the information matched up because that's one of those things where like it gets a lot of hype and people are like, this changed my skin and my hair and like get it now. And it's like I'm usually pretty suspicious if something could actually work, but it sounds like they also understand that people are wary of like
Yeah.
overly hyped products and they're willing to like put all that information up front, be proactive about it
Yeah.
instead of waiting for customers to ask. It means also that they're being very transparent, which we love, and
Yeah.
honest, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, the one last point that I want to make, because you just sparked this in me, was that you're right. Like it's not overhyped because now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't buy it based off of reviews. I bought it based off of stamp of approvals and if it was like legit or not. It wasn't like, oh, this improved my skin or did all of these things.
Wow.
I literally bought it based off of like, is this the right water filter
Is
for
that
me?
usually how you buy things?
Yeah.
I'm like not making fun of you, but I'm just saying like usually normal behavior is I'm going to scan through every single review and just like make sure that it's good.
Yeah.
But I think that that's good behavior.
Yeah.
That you're
Well,
doing that.
I think this kind of contradicts some of the things that I say about like social influencing, but like people, like, I mean, think about it. Think about consumer behavior, right? Like, we're so about, it's going to sound bad, but monkey see, monkey do. Think about like social commerce, right? Like TikTok selling and like ads and all this stuff, right? Like or Instagram shop, like all these things. If you see people like posting UGC or influencer and affiliate marketing, you're more inclined to go and like purchase that product, right? And then brands like usually double down on those things, which is like it works. Like social influencing works. So social commerce is like a big thing. Like this is why TikTok shop has literally like you go on TikTok and it's like QVC for like Gen
Truly.
Z. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like,
Truly.
but that's my point though, is like I am impressed with this brand in particular because I'm purchasing it because it's an actual need and I'm not overhyped by being influenced. So like socially, like I'm being influenced by legit information about it being beneficial for my health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Adequately hyped.
Right. Adequately
Appropriately hyped.
Yeah.
I feel like it's different though because it's also like it's not like a lipstick or
Yeah.
like this is a product that's like going to be Like, I mean, it's about skin too. Like, it's for
Mhm.
better skin and like hair and all of that. So I feel like I think definitely going through reviews and kind of the whole monkey see, monkey do thing for products that are like, okay, a purse or a lipstick. But I feel like with products like this, like you are researching. I know I'm definitely researching
Mhm.
something that also if I have to install something, like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm definitely gonna
Easy
look at that.
installation. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. Yeah, like I totally agree with you. But like, let's go back to like TikTok social commerce. Do you know how many like QVC like things I get of like that like scrubber brush?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Scrubber
That
brush.
electronic scrubber brush. Maybe it's just literally my feed.
Maybe get all the
Maybe
cleaning.
it's-
I don't get
Yeah,
that.
I looked at you. My
No.
she's like, no, I get purses and lipstick.
Yeah.
I'm getting
purses
like
and lip
the
gloss.
electric scrubber brush for like and like watching somebody like clean their bathtub with it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I'd watch that.
I mean, that's the stuff we get excited about these
I
days.
It is like QVC.
It is.
Nobody's ever said that before.
It's like QVC,
TikTok
dog.
is QVC for new generation. But
Mhm.
QVC is still good.
I love
still fun.
QVC. Wait, Beekman 1802, a skincare brand, sells
Yeah.
like on QVC.
As they should.
My
I
mom
know.
loves QVC.
Still?
Yeah.
I love that. Bring back QVC.
I mean, it's
It never
kicking.
went
It's
anywhere.
kicking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd gladly tune in, especially around that is fun around the
I-
holidays. It's just a good watch.
Dude, I know.
I didn't even know what that was.
Shut up,
Oh
Eden.
my
Until your podcast episode with Nancy Gerd, and you guys are talking about Caraway Home and
Mm.
QVC.
Are they on
Yeah.
QVC?
Yeah.
And
Cool.
that's when I looked it up. I was like, what is QVC?
Oh my God. Poor Keaton. She's been so educated because of my like podcast.
oh my gosh,
She has to like
so
listen to all of them.
Good.
Yeah.
But it's great because now when I'm in class and people are like, does anyone know what this means? I'm like, let me tell you guys.
Oh wow.
I
A
got this.
student.
I got this.
Yeah.
I got this one.
Well, on that note, anything to add on bad subscriptions, good subscriptions?
I mean,
Subscriptions are tough.
yeah.
They're so tough. So I'm
So
so
tough.
honestly relieved to hear that it's been a good experience because I think we all know that that's just so hard to execute
Yeah.
sometimes is a good subscription
I mean, I
experience.
think it's
And
fine
now I want
to-
to ask them who they're using.
Yeah, I think it's fine to ask questions and you want to gather information about why people are changing their subscription or unhappy with the product, but don't make them go through 8 hoops, it's like that's
Well, remember
just-
that one issue we came across for one of our clients, we won't name the client. Remember it was like a subscription tool and they were like, yeah, we're going to add SMS. And then like we came across somebody who like did their subscription didn't get canceled because they were texting to cancel the subscription.
Yeah.
But because they didn't answer the question
No,
at
they
the end,
did answer the question. There was just like a secret hidden step where you had to say like, yes, confirm.
yeah.
Instead of it just cancel. It's just like so not user friendly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the FCC is that God, I'm so like tired.
FTC, Federal
FTC,
Trade
yeah,
Commission.
Yeah.
I was like the FCC.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like starting in the new, well, I don't know the exact date, but like starting soon, like one step cancellations is something that like brands are gonna have to modify as well as like even TV program like subscriptions. Good. I know.
Yeah.
Well, on that note,
On to
our
me.
resident social media gal,
On
nervous
to
I'm not gonna understand.
me. It's okay, everyone. All right.
tell us what's cool, Keaton.
All right, here's what's
I'm
cool.
excited.
So I'm not talking about a specific brand, but rather just a trend that honestly has been going on a lot longer than I think anyone's acknowledging, which is one, engagement, but also just like funny engagement. But I think a big thing is that, I'm Gen Z and we are, graduating college. We're the ones who are getting our full-time jobs now. We're spending the money that we don't really have, but that's what we're doing. And we're the people who you should be marketing to, like ultimately, because we're going to be your next biggest spenders. Obviously Dunkin Donuts, which is, I might be on the screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not spending a lot of money here, but I think this marketing and this post was really interesting and funny. So this was on Halloween. And it is a like donut hole spider inside a donut, and it says, "Your girl said I'm not so itsy bitsy." And then the second one, same thing, is I've got the long legs, all I need is the daddy. Which
What does this mean?
Wow.
okay,
It's
so
like,
yeah,
good.
I don't even
I only know this from Katie when we worked in Feastables, our community manager. She
Oh.
said this is like
it's
saying,
a thing.
but
What does
is
it mean?
It's like oh, like I'm innocent.
Oh, like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I don't even want to go into like the roots of it,
Mm.
but yes, it's just like a funny little thing that honestly popped off on TikTok, and it's
So
really cringe.
funny.
Like now it's a really cringe thing to do, like
To do what?
to do
This.
this.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the donuts.
Yeah,
still.
me too.
No.
I love chocolate
but
munchkins.
this is why like it's funny because this is a very like Gen Z thing, and like this is something
Yeah.
that not everyone is gonna know, not people who are older than me or whatever. But what I think is so interesting is that like there's such a turn in marketing and such a shift, and like I feel like the risks companies are taking with
Yeah.
this, because I feel like
Mhm.
I honestly thought this was fake when I first saw it, because I saw a subtweet about it, or I saw like a screenshot, and I was like, this is not a real like marketing ad campaign, because it's so out there and it's
Yeah.
so like honestly a little like outrageous, I feel. But I think it's just funny, and it shows the switch and who like you're marketing towards. And I think it's necessary. I thought this was super funny. I saw multiple of my friends like subtweeting and like all of this stuff going on with it. Um, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was kind of a crazy, like, I could see people being mad at this, to be honest.
Here's another thing, and I'm seeing this in your next ones about McDonald's and Wendy's. Like,
Wait,
I'm sorry.
let the girl
One at a
go.
time.
No, I mean, we can. I didn't have anything else to say about that.
All
I
right, we'll
mean,
come
I
back
do
to
have-
Duncan.
mhm.
Wow.
I'm sorry,
She's
it wasn't
eager. She's
relevant.
eager.
It was
Okay, no,
relevant.
it is.
Wait,
So
like
the McDonald's and Wendy's thing. So this is like, I feel like just beef, and this is something that's like
Been going on a while.
been going on a
Yeah.
while, and so that's why I said this is something that's been going on, but it's not that like recent of a thing. Like I think we think of community engagement and brands kind of like going at each other as like a newer recent thing, especially on TikTok, 'cause it's a huge thing on TikTok. But if you look at these tweets between McDonald's and Wendy's, this is from 2017.
Right.
So it's a Black Friday tweet that McDonald's had, and they forgot to put in the copy and the link for their Black Friday tweet. And so Wendy's
roasted.
responded and said, when the tweets are as broken as the ice cream machine.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows McDonald's is notorious.
literally,
Like-
wait,
Never, ever, ever.
it is. And here is a bad customer experience. Me and Kelly have tried to get frozen. Wait, what is it?
Yeah, just like
Like
ice
a
cream
soft
cones or
serve.
McFlurry. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
whatever.
So many times in our friendship,
Yeah.
and every time,
No
machine's
dice.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it just speaks to like how unserious everything is these
So
days, So it's like
Serious.
capitalizing on that, like we're all like communicate through memes. I mean, we probably all have text threads and, chains where we don't even actually say words to anybody, just send memes back and forth, So
My
really is
text chains are very serious.
lies. So, I think that's just like tapping into all that and just being like,
100%. And I think that's why it's like, why I like it, because it's not like, it doesn't have to be a serious thing. Like this is it's funny, but it's also like not real. Like no one spent hours talking about coming up with like the perfect tweet. Like this is just funny, and it's like
yeah,
quippy. And I think that's why, like, I don't know, I feel like my friends and I, that's what we find funny. Like we'll
Yeah.
talk about the beef between the companies on TikTok and like brands and like all of these things. But this is like I said, it's from 2017, but you can even see like that's 287,000 like retweets and
Yeah.
like all of these likes, because people find it funny, and it's funny to watch brands like interact in this way. Next to it is a meme of when mom doesn't stop for a Wendy's Krabby Patty collab burger, and it's like a SpongeBob meme, and it's just funny. And I feel like there's just this turn of brands understanding, but also, you know, not to like offend anyone, getting rid of people who are like older and bringing in the younger, not that you guys are old, but just bringing in.
You even made the studio just laugh. Do you want a job?
No. Bringing in the less experienced people.
Okay. I mean,
Well, okay.
in my defense, I was the VP of customer experience at Feastables. I was kind of cool.
No, you're cool.
Okay,
but
thanks.
not everyone
Actually
else is
super
cool.
And you were good at writing copy for them too. You were really
No,
good
I
at it.
think you're an exception.
I'm literally
to
just
your
joking. I'm
to
literally
people of
just-
your
You're
experience.
actually an exception. Please, Jess.
Please let me keep my job.
What I like about, I'm sorry that I interrupted you earlier. What I like about these is that like nobody needs a special reason to go. Like if you're gonna go to McDonald's, you're gonna go to McDonald's.
Right.
You don't need to be like sold the
Yeah,
benefits
yeah.
and like excitement of
Get the super fries.
McFlurry. Like
Yeah.
if you're just gonna go anyway. And so I feel like they see this, they understand that they don't need to be like screaming about how good their French fries are because it's not going to make a difference. But this does make a difference with the audience that they're speaking to, where like maybe they will be a little bit more inclined, but there's just a lot more creativity to it. And I think that that's what's appreciated. But like, also, I hear what you're saying about the fact that they're marketing to the right people in the right place. Like they're still having billboards about like their deals or whatever, their meal deals where they matter. But like on these platforms, it matters more to speak like this because those are the people that are looking at those. So they have an understanding.
Yeah.
100%.
Which is nice.
Well, the one thing I do want to say, like actually going back to talking about Feastables. It's not really about Feastables, but it's like I was just like, you remember this too, dude. Like I just remember like when we would go on like Twitter or other places, it was just sometimes like we would have to be so refined and like trying to be cool. And it's like, and it's not necessarily about Feastables. I'm just saying it's like refined and like, don't say the wrong thing, say the right thing, or you have to be funny, right? And like, you don't need to try that hard. Like, you don't like
it's so thinly veiled when you do.
it's so thinly veiled. Look at Nutter Butter. Have you guys seen the Nutter Butter thing?
Unhinged.
Yeah, I mean,
Love
I
it.
know.
I know,
But okay.
but we're like, yeah, but people love it. People are popping off on it.
When was the last time you heard someone talk about Nutter Butter up until
Delicious
recently? You
product,
know,
by
I
the
mean,
way.
Exactly my point, right? But it's like sometimes like don't be so prim and proper about your marketing. Like let it just happen naturally and organically and just like sometimes like just test it out. Let it see what could happen, right?
You never know.
And I agree with you. I think like from an engagement standpoint, this actually goes back to what I was talking to you about in the last after hours with Sarah. Because we talked about Nutter Butter. Like it doesn't have to be so like, you know, perfect, right? But what's really important for a brand and just especially in like social media, organic marketing is interacting with other brands too. Like, but interacting with other brands, like the beef, like doing like funny things, but also like not ripping on the same things, you know? Because then because what we were talking about in the last after hours was how Crocs ripped on Nutter Butter and was like, oh, did Aiden see this? Like, and Aiden's supposedly the social media person behind the Nutter Butter thing. But it's like, make your own trends.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
It's not funny. It's not cool.
Yeah.
That's just mean.
I think it's just like brand, and this is like a really big like to me it almost gets like cringy because you can tell when like brands are just doing something because everyone else is doing it so they want to be part of it. And I think that's why like Wendy's like is just funny to me because if you look at their Twitter or X whatever, like they respond to people and it's very quippy little just like sarcastic comments, but it's funny and it like never really like crosses the line in like a crazy way. But where I really see this is on TikTok, where, you know, if like someone's talking about some company or brand or whatever it might be, like one brand will comment and then all these other brands will comment. And it's like, okay, like why don't you find your own TikTok where someone's talking about your brand to comment on? Because then, or your competitor, like if there's a TikTok about, actually saw this, it was some girl talking about a Tinder date she went on, and Tinder commented on the TikTok. And then I think like Bumble or Hinge was like, oh, you should have been on Bumble instead of Tinder because the date went
it's
like
gonna
poorly.
Convince them to like
Well,
use a different app.
It's just like so funny because it's like she's talking about this like, oh, my worst Tinder date, and Tinder said something, and Bumble's like, this is a great chance for us to step in
Yeah.
and be like, well, that's why you should be on Bumble, or that's why you should be on Hinge, just as like a funny little competition between all of them.
Mhm.
But I think you have to be like really particular because there is something to be said about exclusivity. Like if a brand
Mhm.
is commenting on hundreds of TikToks, like it totally
Mhm.
takes away from the funniness, or like the like, oh my God, like this brand commented on, my TikTok. And I think it's really just about finding what fits you and not
Mhm.
just hopping on, whatever.
I mean, it's what we always say is like your marketing, whether social, email, SMS, whatever, and brand marketing in general just needs to be so authentic to you, you
Right.
know? And it talks even about like, forget even the marketing, even the customer experience of it. Like, we talk about RX Bar, right? And like what you led at RX Bar was so particular to like that personalization and that good experience because that's so authentically RX Bar, you know? Like I don't know, like it's not that I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just like exhausted now. But I just think when when you're interacting with your consumer, whether through marketing or through channels that they're coming to you at, it's authenticity matters and realness matters.
Yeah, I also think that especially in like the social sphere, because I mean, like when I met
Yeah.
you and I was doing stuff for Fat Milk, like a really big part of my job was like commenting on things that would relate to Fat Milk, and that's how you get seen. And similarly for Jess, like I'm logged into 8 million of her accounts, and so from that, I'm also engaging on her accounts, and I'm like, we're looking at these things together. That's like, this is what aligns with her, and this is what aligns with like her brand. And so when you find things that first of all align with your brand and you can comment on it and engage with people on it, like you get more eyes, but you also get more engagement back. Like people are more interested in you, and they're going to follow you or they'll DM you because it's something that's similar. Like you're not going to, if you're a coffee company, like you're probably not going to comment on like, I don't know, like a healthcare company's post. Like that just doesn't make sense. And I think that's where things kind of get like weird with brands, is like they start commenting on things that have absolutely nothing to do with them. But it's like making sure you're finding things that still align with your brand itself, but even like your values or your product, or whatever
Understanding
it
the
might.
trend.
Yeah, and
Not just jumping
understanding what's
on.
going
Yeah.
on.
Jess, maybe in a future live, you can have Keaton as a guest, and it's going to be called Good or Bad. And you show Keaton different posts, and you say,
I judge them.
do you think that this is good or bad? And then we learn a lot, because I don't know what you're saying. You can see right through things, but I feel like I would think that some things were really funny, and you'd be like, this is so lame. I think it'd be good to be educated.
I think what we've learned from Keaton's segment mainly is have a resident Gen Zer on your staff. She keeps us cool.
Also play What's This? She won't know anything.
She won't.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We'll play Good or Bad, and What's This?
I know. Well, I think that brings us to. Oh no, I take it back. You have one more. I'm so sorry.
No, yeah, I was going to talk about Duolingo briefly.
Oh.
because
Yeah.
Love Duolingo.
Duolingo.
They're funny too.
Yeah,
It's very funny.
It's so silly.
Oh,
They're funnier. I mean, this is Twitter X, but they're also really, their TikToks are unhinged and they are hilarious. And they just like Duolingo, I think, is a really great role model for how they can incorporate trends and things going on with them. And even not with them, like, I don't know, somehow they just make it work. Like, obviously, the Duolingo bird is green and everyone knows it was a brat summer. And they really like took that and ran with it, like over something so simple, but it was super funny. And even like this tweet, my favorite number is 69. Anyways, go do Duolingo math. Like it's really stupid things like that that are funny. And then also like they're engaging with people. Like below someone said, oh, it's not 420. Like it's just kind of like stupid things like that that are funny. And I downloaded Duolingo after a viral tweet. So I was like, wait, this is funny. Okay, I'll go learn language.
Yeah.
I haven't been back on it since, but now I'm reminded of it. So maybe I'll go try again.
Go finish it up. Yeah. I love Duolingo. And I was just
too.
going to say that like one part of it. Sorry, I'm getting really tired. That one part of it that just being seen and out there is just a reminder, even if like you break your streak
Mhm.
in your duo,
Yeah.
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
Anything else?
No.
That
All
was
right,
fun.
fam. Well, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for meeting the girl gang of Open Late. If you'd like to work with us, we do brand strategy, marketing, and CX, and we keep it real. And then there's also more media out there. We have the Above the Fold podcast, as well as my Sunday newsletter called Sunday Postcards, where we talk everything about brand marketing and nerding out about just brand strategy. And honestly, watch that space because that's where I drop more hints about Sweet Ram.
Woo woo.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week or month.
Bye.
Bye.